Palestine, tomorrow will be free. Palestine, tomorrow will be free.
Now, without any further ado, I would like to call Brother Zeeshan so he could recite a poetry over Palestine and exactly what's going on there.
Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, I would like to thank you on behalf of all of the dedicated volunteers and all of the individuals who labored countless hours and put so much effort into organizing this event. I would like to thank you all for coming and bearing with us and investing your time in a very, very important event, and a very important event that must be acknowledged by the entire global community. And inshallah today, I would like to share with you 3 pieces of poetry that I inshallah have prepared. And inshallah, what I truly believe that the intention of poetry is to relay a message, a very short message, but a very powerful message. And inshallah, with a few short words, I will be able to relay this message with you. The first of the pieces that I prepared is titled, "The Prison Called Palestine." Peering from a room that brought nostalgia and fright, he prayed for safety during his rest in the night. This young boy gazed at the skies that were seemingly torn from a bedroom he played in since the day he was born. Through the barred windows he stared at the trusted setting sun, hoping the night would make the danger undone. So with the reassurance of the sun, his tired eyes become heavy with sleep, hoping tomorrow would bring a better day to reap. Not long after a short breath of time, he was off dancing in the depths of his mind, but the fulminating roar of a nearby blast startles this young boy from his nightly slumber. He was dreaming of a day where he could sleep without this continuous thunder. This young boy's father soothes his fears and returns him to his rest. He softly whispers to the young boy that this is all just a test. The young boy, reassured by his father's words, is lulled without persistence, while the faint sound of gunshots can be heard in the distance. Morning creeps up over the mountains, and the father wakes his son. He sits at his side, caresses his forehead, and says, "Today we'll have some fun." So the young boy goes with his father to the store to compensate for the night before. The father, knowing he has no way to pay, but still for his son's happiness he finds a way. A group of soldiers stop them on their path. They demand he give what money he has, and then they'll let him pass. The father pleads that this is all he has to feed his son who hasn't eaten for 2 days past. The soldiers begin to circle his father as he secures his son to flee. The father is left surrounded by the men while he helps his son run free. The son, beginning to worry with the setting sun, drenches the streets with tears as he runs, praying his father heard his plea. He searches the streets and finds a body lying in the dirt. The boy realizes this body is wearing his father's shirt. This body looks like his father, but sadly he knows it is dead. Because they may have left his father's body, they had taken his father's head. Now this son collapses on his father's chest, whose lustrous soul had already left this life. This young boy cried. He cried, he cried, he cried all through the night. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The second piece that I have prepared for you is titled, "A Universal Ideal." If the need to help humanity stems from the ideals of the divine, the Muslims should not pause to protect this principle from Pakistan to Palestine. What did we learn from Hussein's example, whose message we claim to clearly understand, if not to derogate the dissolute oppressors that dawdle through every land? The licentious advocates of lies and lewd are not bound by place or race, nor should the Muslims' burning fervor for justice be considered case by case. To revel the reality of freedom as a right of some as opposed to others is to deny the rights of our own future mothers, sisters, and brothers. Oppression is not discriminate in its infection of our rivers and streams, nor do the trials of tyranny echo simply from a specific scream. These cries can be heard from all directions, not bound to only one color of voice. Ignoring their pleas is to deny them their right to feel rejoice. Who can claim they deserve more happiness than any other soul? No reasonable person can ratify such an irrational goal. So do not favor one prisoner over the other, but demand for all of their release. For to dissuade from this is to misconceive the Muslim definition of peace. Salawat.
هيهات منا ذلة 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 هيهات منا ذلة
ومحمد وآل محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
And the third piece that I would like to share with you all today is titled The Proof of Youth. Carefully listening to the echoes of the world, one can hear the screaming violence. Yet the Muslims' reply to the Yazids of today is simply silence. The onslaught continues, sending shrilling cries. We listen very intently, but just don't seem to care enough to quiet the wails of oppression that engulf our very air. The injustice eradicates all it can, yet no effort is made for actions. The time to denounce deceit is now, but our pastime is to make factions. The violence proclaims itself loudly with every act of oppression, but the masses who hear this thunderous tremor progressively promote regression. So who will silence the undeserving wails that are pounded in every ear? Who will ignite the burning flame of Islam to persevere? Amongst all of the wretched darkness and efforts of evil so persistent, a single ember of truth glows ever so brightly and consistent. An ember that burns for others and is brightened with every tremble against right. An ember that can grow to devour all opposition if kindled into a burning light. An ember that glows beyond the reach of thought and is independent of any proof. This ember is the passion found in the heart of every youth. Salawat.